Hello once again, audience. Covidius19 here, and today we're gonna have a special video requested by our lovely Miss Yummy. I'm so sorry that this took long to come out with. A lot of stuff going on. I posted a video about it. Definitely explains why I've been gone. But today's video is going to be Rimuru Tempest versus Medaka from Medaka Box. So I will be going over Rimuru scaling, and my lovely assistant Mr. Crafty Scales will be going over Medaka, and then we will conjoin into one superior force for the conclusion. So to start off, we have to go over a little bit of Rimuru's cosmology. And the cosmology, we have multiple statements that say it is an infinite universe and that there are parallel universes with slight changes in them. So it's an unquantifiable amount of them. I've seen some arguments saying that there's an infinite amount. So this would just put Rimuru at universal and him being able to, with turn null, which is just based off of his power or accumulating energy, he can recreate the universe several thousands of times. So he would have universal AP or high universal, arguably. But there is a universe within one of those parallel universes that does transcend time and space. So arguably you could get Rimuru to maybe 4D, but again, it's a bit iffy. So that's about it for really AP wise, because those are like the best things, him being able to affect the different universes. Okay, so guys, I just want to make a quick correction. I had found some scans from Rimuru like stating that there was a one of the parallel worlds transcended time and space, therefore 5D, but I just wanted to make a quick correction. It states that it transcends time, and I know there's a certain scaler, not gonna name any names, that thinks time and space are this one and the same, but they're not. They're two sides of the same coin. They operate together but are separate and are different. It's really complicated, but time and space do not equal the same. So just because the world transcends time doesn't mean it transcends time space or time and space. So there is no parallel universe that would qualify for fifth dimensional using. So Rimuru would just be capped at 4D. Exactly. So now we're gonna go into the speed portion of this video. So for speed, he's really terrible for speed because there's only FT like light speed statements or slightly faster than light statements for Rimuru. But the main thing that kind of gives him somewhat of an edge in this fight, I would say, is his thought acceleration, because he's able to perceive things about 10 million times faster, because he's able to perceive a single second as 10 years, and this was calculated to like being about 10 million times. So if Rimuru is only about light speed, this would just boost his reaction speed, I'm an idiot, to being 10 times faster than light or mastered faster than light plus. But there was a calculation done that calculated if he's able to perceive a single second as 10 years, it actually comes out to about 315 million times FTL with his thought acceleration. So physically, Rimuru would only be roughly a little bit over time faster than light, but with his reaction speed, he would be massively faster than light plus. But there's an arguable speed scale argument you can get for him, where he is sent to the end of the universe where space no longer expands and time has stopped flowing, and this can be argued to being inaccessible speed. Ain't that right, Optimized? Because he lives in my walls and my shadows. Very good, very helpful assistant. So to get into the hacks portion, in conclusion for AP and speed, we can get Rimuru arguably to 4D to 5D, but most likely 4th dimensional or Uni plus. But with speed, he's kind of lacking with the only being slightly arguably faster than light, but his reaction speed is ridiculous, having 315 million times FTL reaction speed. But then there's the whole inaccessible argument for speed. So you can go anywhere in between those. It would be his biggest edge in this fight. So to get into his hacks, a lot of his hacks are not going to go over every single one because he has a lot. He has ones where he can kill people who are afraid of him, but they have to be weaker. He has quite a lot of gluttonous stuff, eating people, stealing abilities, such and such. But I would say the biggest hack that would help him, or the biggest two hacks that will help him in this fight, is his teleportation skill, which transcends time and space, so it's not limited by distance. And then there's his time-space continuous strike, which transcends time space, and he's able to strike with that level of power. So he's able to, with his hack, become 5D and strike with 5D power. Now we can go two different interpretations. He's only 4D, where he has a hack that allows him to get to 5D, or we can just say he's 5D and he also has a hack that's 5D, which is kind of mid, so it just becomes a striking skill. So whatever you prefer, whatever's your cup of tea, that's fine. And that's it. Please fuck off.
Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, I'm Mr. Crafty from Mr. Crafty Scales, and I'm happy to do this collab with Lecheg. If you didn't know, we go back way back. We even done a video on my channel before, so I'm happy to scale Medaka. So for scaling Medaka, I originally thought it was going to be complicated.
All I had to do was read all of her abilities.
And now I think of a pretty proficient skill for Medaka. For one, the premise of scaling Medaka all comes to Ajimu. As Medaka scales 2 if not way stronger than Ajimu, as she admitted her inferiority to her and said she could never beat her. Not to mention, she actually copied all of her abilities with her own ability, the N, which allows her to copy any ability just by looking or even being used once. She can copy it. So where does Ajimu scale? Well, she casually destroyed a star in the distance just by aiming her finger at it and throwing an energy beam of some sorts at it. This can safely put her up to star level, maybe even higher depending on the calculations for it. But for the more important skill, one of her abilities actually allows her to create black holes. Even if we go with the smallest interpretation of black hole, it would be planetary. But since she did just nuke a star, this would be considered a low ball. So again, going back to her ability, she actually has the ability named Baby Planet, which allows her to create an entire universe. Yeah, kind of a misinterpretation. Even Medaka has her own universe creating ability we can see actually in one of her ability sets. So it makes it very consistent. Something also important for Ajimu's scaling is the fact she transcends her entire verse, to the point where she even views everyone in the verse as fiction. By the way, she's aware of the fact that she is a manga, even to the point where she ended her own manga before the anime could even start. And in this case, even the narrator stated to her to be a transcendent character, which only makes it consistent because she also just changed the genre of the manga just cause she wanted to, and sees all dualities and platonic concepts like light and darkness, good and evil, poison and antidote, winning and losing, strength and weakness, black and white, success and failure, and happiness and sorrow as the same thing and nothing but trash to her. So it makes it very consistent that she's just blatantly transcendent of her own verse, kind of casually with all the statements and feats. And being transcendent of her verse, we have to find out how high does her cosmology scale to. Well, we already know that there is an actual universe there, so that's what they live in, but it's also stated within inside the universe there are transcending dimensions in their cosmology, so there's at least a 4th dimensional cosmology. And with Ajimu transcending or being above that, they actually make her 5th dimensional or high multiversal plus. But she also has an ability that allows her to surpass and or transcend dimensions as well, so if she would ever use this ability, which is more prominent that she has or will, she would actually be around 6th dimensional. And this can be consistent because one of her abilities actually just lets her control infinity. That should also include all higher infinities that exist within inside her verse, so making her 5th to 6th dimensional is very consistent. And as we've already established, Medaka scales 2 if not way higher than her. For speed, Medaka doesn't really have any higher tiers of speed, though she does have many statements to either her moving at or faster than the speed of light. But for a more calculable speed feat, it actually goes back to Ajimu. When she destroyed a star, her attack actually had to travel the distance to actually destroy the star. And there's no reason that they shouldn't scale to their own attacks. So we just assume that the star that she destroyed was the closest star to us, which is about 4.25 light years away. Now, she did do this in a very short time frame, so even if we just say, for example, the attack took to travel that distance in, let's just say, 10 seconds to get there, the attack would have moved around 13 million times the speed of light. And that would actually make it her putting way higher than the speed of light. So there's really no concrete way to put her any higher, so you can easily put her at low complex multiversal with massively faster than speed of light plus speeds.
Well, now we concluded with the 2 fighters. Now that was just insane. Now, what do you think, Crafty? How do you think this showdown is gonna go?
It's a stomp. Like,
What do you mean?
well, okay, look, I'm just saying.
But
How the
Rimuru is
fuck-
unstoppable. Don't you know it?
But guys, he's fucking salt level.
But Rimuru is the supreme deity. He can beat everybody.
Sorry, but can't. He's planetary fodder.
Alright, yeah, but in all seriousness, y'all, this is a stomp, and I tried to find everything for Rimuru, not trying to be biased, but Crafty's handling the whole Medaka portion, I'm handling the whole Rimuru. The only thing that Rimuru really has over Medaka is just his arguably insane speed advantage. But Crafty, do you want to go over why that's just irrelevant?
Oh yes, is this very okay? Medaka is just broken. Like she can just bring you to level 1, for example. So bye speed, power, and she just become a level 1. Or you know, just make them equal. She just do that, for example. That's a nice ability to have. Oh yeah, by the way, even though they're equal, she's gonna be better because she's better at being a loser. So yeah. Yeah, there's that. Or here's another thing: she can just copy him 120% better. Or when I say her most powerful ability, make him pregnant in the middle of the fight.
God.
Let's go.
But look, well, for Rimuru, you can arguably
Slow
get
them
him.
down.
You can arguably
pregnant
get
can slow you
Rimuru to 4D, and then arguably 5D with hacks, because it's only his hacks, not his actual stats. But so let's say he can like transcend to the 5th dimension with his transcending time-space skill, quote unquote. He would just be on Medaka's base level, when she can also transcend to arguably the 6th dimension. And then even if you just wank Rimuru with all the supreme deity transcendental statements, some people just say that he's outerversal, you could argue the same, if not better, for Medaka, as her viewing dualities and concepts as just meaningless garbage. And then it would be the same thing again of just, even if he somehow just gets stronger in like the outerversal, she can just match their stats and then just beat him because she can do everything he can do 20% better, and then just make his stats weaker. So this is just an infinite loop of she stomps.
I actually do want to mention she also has an ability that can make infinite amount of abilities. So yeah.
Yes, and your favorite of him getting pregnant.
Bro, that would slow someone down. Imagine you're like 12 months pregnant all of a sudden.
This is weird, man. This is weird.
Bro, he gets rizzed up by men, and he himself is a man. That's
In conclusion, Medaka stomps. I'm sorry, Rimuru fans. I know it's heartbreaking. I'm just so devastated.
I'm not sorry. Fuck Rimuru.
Yeah, Rimuru is fucking garbage.
Honestly.
No, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Alright, end the video. Fuck off. Bye.
Hey guys, please like the video and subscribe. Oh my god.
You like moan at the